Hi, welcome to the tutorial for the Reformat node. So the Reformat node is a way to standardize the input formats of multiple sources. So for example, if I were to open, let's say, this footage, which is 4K, but have, my project in HD. Right now, when you're viewing your footage, it's in 4K format. But since you want to work in HD, well, using a reformat node, the reformat node is basically a node to have all of your imported footage into the same canvas. So let's say I go here and have it in HD. If you look at it, it's basically reformatting my image to HD. So let's say I had an image. We're going to be using a constant for now. I'll show you the constant in this in the next tutorial, but it's an easy fix. Let's say you have, by whatever reason, a NTSC. You have old footage coming in for your background. You have an old Elements library that has, 720p still footage. So basically, when the 720p footage comes in, you're going to notice that it comes in NTSC. So the format is different between the two. So in our case, if I click S for settings, I'll show you settings in this next tutorial. But we know that our project is delivering in HD. So by default, if you look at the reformat node, it says root format. But you need to be aware that if you leave the reformat at the root format and then you change that to another, it's going to actually update all of your reformat nodes in your script. So what I tend to do is I tend to force a preset so that when you change your footage, it doesn't affect your reformat, at the end. So that's a small trick. Also, what I tend to do is I'm going to show you how to add a value to a node just quickly so we can see what's going on. So if I go on top of any node, you see format. So I can go in and do a bracket value format and then close it. So basically, you see whatever format you're using. So that's a good way to see what's happening in your reformat node. So here, if I go in here and do a reformat, actually we won't be able to see. I'm gonna crop this to a 720 so you can actually see what's going on. So here, this in height. So let's say I have a old NTSC footage. So mind you, these would be just, a read node. And then I go in and do a reformat to HD. Right now, we're still getting the quality of the reformat because we're doing a non-destructive concatenation. So here we have HD file. So as you can see, what it does like a center crop. So our footage is 720 486, but by doing a reformat, it's actually taking in the width of the crop. To avoid that, you can go in and do a none. So this would bring it to a full. Actually, there's a reason why it's not fully functioning, is that to format Yeah. Width and height. Yeah, I can't really cheat that, but anyway, so basically it's just doing a crop reformat. Okay, there you go. 1, 2. Just going to add a crop because it's still retaining whatever's outside the bounding box, so it's hard for me. Oh, okay, there we go. So now we have our NTC footage, it's cropped. So when we go back here, you can see that it's, because of the crop, we're actually cropping the, all the rest. I don't know if, yeah, you can see the outline here, the dotted line, that's basically cropping, doing a center crop, but keeping in width. If I go height, you'll see that it crops back the entire NTSC into the middle of the frame using the height. So there's multiple settings here you can do. So there's fit, there's distort. So distort will actually take that resolution footage and push it all the way to the corner of the frame, but you don't want that in that particular case. So, you know, this is a quick explanation. So it's good to have, you know, a reformat node with all your elements. And the reason why is that if I were to do a merge and just plug in my NTSC, well, basically the merge node will keep its input resolution as a canvas. So as you can see, it's not creating the wanted result, but if I plug it into that reformat node that brings that footage in the proper canvas, but now you do have, you know, proper footage. Then you can press render and have a perfect HD or whatever resolution you want to have. So thank you. That was the reformat node in a quick, simple way. And be on the lookout for the next tutorial. Thank you.